In the quiet town of Ravenscroft, nestled between dense woods and looming mountains, there stood an ancient mansion known as Blackwood Manor. Locals whispered about its dark past, and many claimed it was haunted by the vengeful spirits of its former inhabitants. However, no one dared to enter the mansion after sunset, for it was said that when the clock struck midnight, unspeakable horrors emerged. One fateful night, a group of thrill-seekers decided to test the legends surrounding Blackwood Manor. Among them were Jake, a skeptic who scoffed at the idea of ghosts, and Sarah, a paranormal enthusiast armed with an array of ghost-hunting gadgets. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, the group gathered at the mansion's rusted gates, shrouded in an eerie fog that seemed to materialize from nowhere. With cautious steps, the group crossed the creaking threshold and entered the mansion. The air inside was thick and suffocating, and the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows on the dilapidated walls. As they explored the dimly lit corridors, strange whispers echoed through the halls, and the temperature plummeted to an unnatural chill. Ignoring the ominous signs, the group pressed on, guided by Sarah's determination to capture evidence of the supernatural. The whispers grew louder, forming incoherent sentences that sent shivers down their spines. Suddenly, the grand chandelier overhead began to swing violently, casting grotesque shadows that danced on the walls. As the clock struck midnight, a cold wind swept through the mansion, extinguishing the candles. In the darkness, the group heard the faint sound of footsteps, echoing from unseen corners. Panic set in, and they fumbled for flashlights, their beams revealing glimpses of ethereal figures that flickered in and out of existence. Sarah's ghost-hunting gadgets went haywire, emitting static and distorted voices. Unearthly moans echoed through the mansion as the group felt an unseen presence closing in on them. Shadows twisted and contorted, taking on grotesque forms that seemed to hunger for their very souls. In a desperate attempt to escape, the group retraced their steps through the winding corridors, but the mansion seemed to defy the laws of space and time, leading them in circles. As the oppressive atmosphere closed in around them, the group realized that they were no longer alone. Whispers turned into blood-curdling screams, and the apparitions manifested with malicious intent. Claw-like hands reached out from the darkness, pulling at the terrified intruders. Jake, the once skeptical member, was dragged into the shadows, his agonized cries blending with the otherworldly cacophony. Only a few managed to escape Blackwood Manor, their faces etched with horror. The survivors vowed never to speak of that night, haunted by the malevolent force that lurked within the cursed mansion. From that day forward, Ravenscroft residents avoided the dilapidated gates of Blackwood Manor, fearful of the true horror that unfolded every midnight.